From basketball courts to movie screens, these towering legends reached unbelievable heights, literally. Let's stack up the tallest people in the world, inch by inch. Born in 1972 and still going strong, Shaquille O'Neal stands at a mighty 7'1", a true giant of the game. Way back in 1890, John Austin came into the world and reached a towering height of 7'2", a real giant of his time. The legend of wrestling, Andre the Giant, was born in 1946 and grew to an astounding 7'4", pure, iconic strength. The gentle giant of Hollywood, Matthew McGrory, born in 1973, stood 7'6", bigger than life, on and off the screen. Born in 1980 and still making headlines, Yao Ming also hits that impressive 7'6" mark, basketball greatness at its tallest. Born in 1799, Mills Darden stood 7'6", a towering figure from the early days of America. In 1897 came Ralph E. Madsen, another 7'6" giant, known for shaking hands with presidents and towering over history. Jack Earl, born in 1906, stood 7'6", and made his mark as an actor and circus performer, a gentle soul in a giant's body. From the UK came Christopher Greener, born in 1943, who reached 7'6" and played basketball before starring on TV. Vietnam's Trinh Thanh Pich, born in 1947, also reached that massive 7'6" frame, one of the tallest in Asia, standing a hair taller at 7'6.5". Slavko Vrains, born in 1983, brought his height to the basketball court. Born in 2006, Olivia Roux is just getting started and already 7'7", a rising giant, literally. Basketball icon Manu Ball, born in 1962, stood at a towering 7'7", a legend for his height and humanitarian work. From India, Jitendra Singh was born in 1971 and stood 7'7", making headlines across the country for his immense height. Jannat Ali of Bangladesh, born in 1996, also reached the 7'7" mark before passing away too soon in 2020. Born in 2000, Robert Bobrovsky is 7'7" and still growing his legacy as a student athlete and towering presence. Georg Murin, born in 1971, became an NBA star at 7'7" and a fan favorite wherever he played. Hollywood's Max Palmer, born in 1927, reached 7'7" and used his size to land roles as giants and monsters. In 1951, Lock Martin played Gort. In the day, the earth stood still. At 7'7", he truly looked out of this world. Born in 1987, Paul Sturgis holds the title of Britain's tallest man, standing at an epic 7'7.4". Wrestling fans remember Jorge Gonzalez, 7'7.4" and larger than life in and out of the ring. Born in 1975, Hussein Bisad is another 7'7.4" giant and one of the tallest living men today. Neil Fingleton, born in 1980, stood 7'7.4" and played basketball before becoming an actor, appearing in Game of Thrones. China's Wang Fengjun stood at a striking 7'7.7", a towering figure in every sense. From Puerto Rico, Jamie Clemente is Queerdo reached 7'7.7", a quiet giant with a powerful presence. Back in 1703, Daniel Kajanis stood at 7'7.7", a towering figure long before cameras and NBA courts. Born in 1954, Japan's Yasutaka Okayama stands at 7'8", the tallest basketball player ever drafted to the NBA. Iceland's Johan K. Tursen, born in 1913, reached 7'8", towering over circus audiences and parades worldwide. Born in 1953, Alam Chana was Pakistan's tallest man, standing at a mighty 7'8" and celebrated across the nation. Adam Rayner was the only person in history known to be both a dwarf and a giant. Born in 1899, he reached an astonishing 7'8" before his death in 19 1950. From Fiji, Kaliova Siliwao, born in 1981, towers at 7'8", one of the Pacific's most remarkable giants. Born in 1957, George Bell is 7'8" and was once crowned America's tallest living man. Bob Wagner, born in 1993, stands 7'8", a towering figure who still turns heads wherever he goes. Born in 1990, Arshavir Grigorian is another living giant, hitting that impressive 7'8" height. From Mali, Abdrahmane Dembele was born in 1985 and has reached 7'8", a gentle soul in a giant frame. Palapaka Gataya of India, born in 1975, reached 7'8" before passing away in 2015, a national icon for his incredible size. Brendan Adams, born in 1995, is 7'8", one of the tallest people to ever live in the U.S. Back in 1920, Cecil Bowling was born, and he eventually stood at 7'8½", a giant of his time. Brock Brown, born in 1997, also stands at 7'8½", growing at a rate doctors had never seen before. Born in 1982, Igor Vovkovinsky reached 7'8½", earning the title of the tallest man in the U.S. before his passing in 2021. North Korean basketball player Ri Myung-hun, born in 1967, stood at 7'8½", nearly too tall for the game itself. Nikolai Pankratov, born in 1990, is yet another to reach 7'8½", a towering presence from Eastern Europe. Ted Evans was born in 1924 and stood 7'8½", a British legend known for his size and gentle spirit. Rafael Frana do Nascimento, born in 1987, reached a rare 7'8.7", a towering figure from Brazil. Born in 1968, Radovan Charbibel once held the title of the world's tallest man, standing at 7'8.8". Zuard Boper, born in 1897, was 7'9" and worked as both a strongman and wrestler before passing at just 23. Born in 1930, Uwe Octave reached a towering 7'9", a Soviet-era giant with a quiet legacy. From Algeria, Rachid Barra stood 7'9" before his passing in 2009, a giant who amazed his nation. Walter Straub, born in 1925, also stood 7'9", another rare giant from a quieter era. In 1885, Louis Moylanen was born in Michigan and grew to 7'9", known as the Copper Country Giant. Martin Van Buren Bates, born in 1837, was 7'9", famously married to a 7'11" bride, a literal giant couple of the 1800s. Frederick Kempster, born in 1889, was known as the British Giant, reaching 7'9" before his untimely death in 1918. William Bradley, born in 1787, was known as the Yorkshire Giant, standing a massive 7'9" in the early 1800s. Born in 1985, Jolison Fernandes da Silva, known as the Giant of Certo, stands at a mighty 7'9". Angus MacAskill, born in 1825, was a real-life strongman and a gentle Highlander, standing 7'9" without any medical condition. From Inner Mongolia, Bao Shishan was born in 1951 and stood 7'9", officially once the world's tallest living man. Sun Mingming, born in 1983, is a towering Chinese basketball player, also reaching that epic 7'9" mark. Yoshimitsu Matsuzaka, born in 1897, was a Japanese giant who stood 7'9.3", nearly lost to history. Pakistan's Nasir Sumro, born in 1975, has become a local legend at 7'10", towering over all around him. Regardus Reinhout, the Dutch giant of Rotterdam, born in 1922, stood 7'10", a gentle giant loved by many. Born in 1897, Edem Kadusi from Bosnia and Herzegovina also reached 7'10", Kösen, a true Balkan legend. Mongolian giant Endiri Gonger, born in 1880, reached 7 foot 10 and a half, a towering figure who served royalty. Josef Dursel of the Czech Republic, born in 1841, stood 7 foot 10 and a half, Europe's tallest man of the 1800s. Alexander Sizanenko, a Soviet basketball star born in 1959, stood 7 foot 10 and a half, one of the tallest athletes ever. Felipe Barril, born in 1916, was Puerto Rico's tallest man, reaching 7 foot 11. Asadullah Khan, born in 1988, is a Pakistani giant who also stands at a massive 7 foot 11. The Spanish giant of Also, Miguel Joaquin Alasigui, was born in 1818 and reached 7 foot 11.3, a legendary figure of his time. Born in 1897, Dutch strongman Albert Johan Kramer stood 7 foot 11.3, a circus star known as the Giant of Holland. Indonesian giant Subarwono, born in 1985, stood 7 foot 11.3 before passing away in 2012. One of Asia's tallest men, Zhang Junkai, born in 1964, is China's tallest man, reaching a height of 7 foot 11.3. From the 1500s, Anton D. Frankenpoint stood 8 feet tall, one of the earliest giants recorded in history. Born in 1999, Charles Sogley is Ghana's tallest man, already hitting 8 feet and still growing. Patrick Cotter O'Brien, the Irish giant, stood at 8 feet. Born in 1760, he was one of the first verified 8-footers. Born in 1909, Egyptian Said Muhammad Ghazi reportedly stood at 8 feet tall before his early death in 1941. Zia Rashid, born in 1987, is yet another living person to reach the epic 8-foot milestone. John Joseph Bryce, born in 1835, was reported to be 8'5", a true French colossus. Mozambican giant Gabriel Mangane, born in 1944, stood at 8'7", once certified the tallest man alive. Born in 1987, Morteza Merzid is Iran's tallest man at 8'1", and a Paralympic gold medalist in sitting volleyball. Moroccan-French Brahim Takioula, born in 1982, stands at 8'1", with the world's largest feet to match. Bernard Coyne, born in 1897, reached 8'2" before his death in 1921, one of the tallest men in American history. Don Koehler, born in 1925, stood at a stunning 8'2", the tallest American in history at the time of his death. Still living today, Sultan Kösen of Turkey was born in 1982 and towers at 8'3", officially the tallest living man on Earth. India's Vikas Uppal, born in 1986, stood 8'3". His life cut short in 2007, but his size remains legendary. Alto Maini, the kind-hearted American giant born in 1912, stood 8'4" and was known as the tallest man to marry a shortest woman. Julius Koch, the German giant, born in 1872, reached 8'4.8", despite suffering from severe medical complications. Thai giant Pornchai Saori, born in 1897, reportedly stood 8'5", though records remain disputed to this day. Leonid Stadnyk of Ukraine, born in 1970, reportedly measured 8'5.6", a gentle giant who avoided the spotlight. Franz Winkelmeier, Austria's tallest citizen in the 1800s, stood 8'5.6", known as the Giant of Friedburg. Willy Kemper, born in 1924, reached 8'7", a forgotten name in the history of extraordinary heights. Born in 1932, John F. Carroll stood at an astonishing 8'8", his height caused by extreme spinal curvature and acromegaly. John Rogan, born in 1867, was one of the most mysterious giants, standing at 8'9", despite never weighing more than 175 pounds. And finally, the tallest man to ever walk the earth, Robert Wadlow, born in 1918, stood at a staggering 8'11", known as the Alton Giant. His shoes were size 37AA. These were the tallest humans in recorded history, from the barely believable to the scientifically confirmed. Let us know who surprised you the most, and remember, greatness sometimes comes in towering form. See you in the next video.